webinar for August 21st. It seems like this month is flying by quickly once again, and it's been actually another really great month. I've been pleasantly surprised at how things are moving along. After a 20% growth last month, I kind of expected a little, maybe even a drop backwards, but it's great to see that things are moving forward as they should, and see that we have a great group of people who are really plugging into the system, who are starting to really understand for the first time what we're attempting to do, and to have some of these new groups that are engaging is a lot of fun. I think sometimes the new people who are just getting started have an advantage because they come in with greater belief, they come in with greater excitement, they don't have a past history of struggling through it to hold them back, and sometimes they see less boulders than we do because they're new and fresh, and we're presenting to them the power of the system in a better way than we ever have before. So I'm really excited about how things are going right now. I'm really excited about the partnerships that I have in place and that some of my partners are putting in place. And I'm just feeling better about Stratus than I ever have in the past. Today, obviously, I'm talking about what it means to be a Stratus Power Player. And what I want to talk about is why we've called it a Power Player. If you think about being a Power Player, it's actually not the most difficult thing in the world. And so the question that begs to be answered is, what makes a Power Player so powerful? I put up a question on Facebook today, said something along those lines, and I think the one person that commented so far was Brent Hansen. He said, because we're awesome. And that's true, but there's more to it. So we're going to talk about that. And let me just throw the question out there that you can type your comments or answers as we get going. I'd be curious to hear what you think makes a Power Player so powerful. Why do we call it Power Player? You've all heard me say many times that the power is not in the product. The power is not in the program. The power is in the person. The power is in the player. And so if you're playing the game, if you're playing the business, of an organization, that primary structure of two partners that we have in place means that I've got my initial building blocks started. So you're exactly right. It's the primary, smallest piece of our organization is a Power Player. I don't know if I have any other comments coming, so I'm going to keep going. The next question is, so Melinda had the same kind of idea. It's the first step to build our business. Before I get to our second question, I like to believe that becoming a Power Player is the second most difficult thing we do in Stratus. So it might make you think a little bit. If it's the second most difficult thing we do, what's the most difficult thing we do? We'll get to that a little bit later. For some reason, I skipped over some things. So next question is, what is a Stratus Power Player? There are three things we do to be a Power Player. And let's just put them up here. We attend 2 webinars. Most of us here have done that already this month. How difficult is it for you guys to be here on a webinar, to attend 2 webinars? I can tell you my wife and my son have both been on 2 webinars this week. Jeremy, Mark, Doug, Terry, everybody here has been on more than 2 webinars. Brent says it's very difficult. It's really difficult. So attending webinars requires a commitment to participate, but attending webinars actually is fairly simple, fairly easy. My son Samuel has been begging me to start getting on and learning what we're doing. And how old are you, Samuel? Do you know how to type in that little thing down there? I don't know if you know how to do that. I don't know if Mom's close by there. Looks like he's got it figured out. Samuel is 9, and he's so excited about what we're doing in Stratus. Samuel, what day do you go shopping and buy your products in Stratus Mall? When do you like to do that? Kind of calling my son on the spot. I'll let him work on typing that while I talk about the second thing we need to do to be a Stratus Power Player. Is we need to gain a product. We sell at least one product. Samuel does it the first week. He's well trained, isn't he, guys? So we gain a product sale. Third, we help 2 people do it too. Now you might notice there's something that's obviously missing from that list that we've talked about in the past. And so I want to bring this up today so that we can, so the people here, most of our leadership is here. Most of the people that are really plugged in are here. And what we have removed from being a power player is paying a franchise fee. You don't see that up there anymore. Now, some of our products have a franchise fee tied into them. Every product sale or purchase generates franchise fees, as long as we're below the $100 level. So, as far as being a power player goes, we're not as worried about the franchise fee itself anymore. And part of that is because what we're doing in the Philippines, we are helping them get engaged and earn their way forward without focusing on this monthly franchise fee, because that becomes a huge stumbling block for them to have this fear of needing to pay a fee every month. And when they find out that they don't have to, they suddenly start moving better. And they've been moving a lot better in the last 2 months. We're kind of stepping back from that a little bit and just talking about the 2 things we have to do are to attend 2 webinars and gain a product sale. How difficult is it for us to gain at least 1 product sale in the month? And how difficult is it to help 2 people do it too? To do these 3 things is very simple. You may have noticed in the Power Player module in your Stratus Vault that there are other points you can get. And so it's kind of fun to see how many points you can add up by doing other meetings, by doing other things that you can do, and by helping other people reach these levels. But ultimately, as long as we do these 3 basic things, we're a power player. The reason for having a power player program is to simplify duplication. To help people recognize exactly what needs to happen to move a team forward, to duplicate and duplicate and duplicate. And I'll be touching on that a few times throughout the presentation today. But really, the Power Player program is an integral part of our leadership development program and duplication program, and that's what can keep our teams moving forward if we focus on this. I don't have to list off a dozen things that people need to do. All I have to do is say, hey, be a power player and help your team members be a power player. That's all I have to do. And immediately it comes into my mind, okay, attend my 2 webinars, gain a product sale, and help 2 people do it too. That's what that means to me. Duplication, this 2 by 2, and they become a power player and help 2 people do it too, then just like the penny can double every day to become vast amounts of money, we can create an organization that can generate that kind of a doubling income as well. And so it's a very powerful thing when we understand, if I just helped 2 people do and then help them become a power player, now I'm moving forward. So that's it. Those 3 things. It's great to have a simple program. I love this quote by Leonardo da Vinci. You've heard me say it before, but simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. If we can break down this powerful program into 3 simple steps, that is powerful. And so I create my basic unit of success with 2 partners. I become a power player. I help them do it too. They become a power player. And we move forward from there on out. So let's talk a little bit about webinars. The most obvious thing, the reason we have 2 webinars, require 2 webinars to be a power player, is because we all need to gain the knowledge about how the system works. We need to gain knowledge about products. We need to gain knowledge about success, mindset, all of these different things we talk about. And so knowledge is absolutely a piece of power. You've probably heard the quote that goes off of this that's saying that knowledge is not power. That knowledge with action is power. But it's amazing how much more we can grasp. Sometimes I've heard the same sort of concept multiple times and all of a sudden it clicks for me. I can tell you right now that Mark Norton, Troy Muir, Brent Hansen, my wife specifically, and Brent King, all of you guys have come to me with concepts and ideas that I didn't grasp at first, and sometimes it took me weeks or months before I finally came around and grasped what you were talking about. And that input you guys have given me has really helped me grow and helped me adjust. And that's the reason we keep getting on webinars, is not to hear it once, but to keep hearing it until it really starts to click for us. A part of webinars is that we're participating together. 2 of the greatest, strongest pillars of success are participation and commitment. And so here we are, we're all participating, we're all part of this together, we see each other's names here on the sideboard, and that actually strengthens our partnership one with another. Seeing Terry Beezer here and Maria there in Florida, and Jeremy Humphreys. I should have listed Jeremy on that previous list. He gives me great thoughts before. Seeing my own wife and my son here, because they want to hear what I'm talking about, that strengthens the bond that we have. And so participation strengthens a community. And that's a big part of these webinars. Another thing is it keeps us focused. It's usually a pretty good indicator that people are slipping away when they stop participating, when you stop seeing them on webinars, because they're not plugged in. They aren't focused on what we're doing. It's a side note to their normal activity. They're not really focused on doing Stratus. And without staying focused, then it won't work. And so part of being successful in any business is to be focused on that business. You think about, I love this, I love the analogy of being plugged in to power. A power player is on webinars and gains their power from being plugged in. So plugging into the community, being part of the webinars, gaining the knowledge, participating, really gives us a lot of the power that we have to keep on moving forward. The second part, so the first part to being a power player is attending 2 webinars. Second part, and I might add, not only attending 2 webinars, but recording them in your Stratus Vault. If you don't record them, you don't get credit. So get on there, record the dates that you were in the webinars. That helps us all know that you were here. The product sales are automatically recorded by the system. And so when you generate a product sale, the system knows. It gives you credit in the Power Player program, and it generates the economy of the whole community. As you all know, the way we have Stratus set up as a cooperative is really an economy building system. Both our personal economies and the greater community economy as a whole. And so as we generate product sales, it builds our economy. And so part of being a power player has to include economy building. There are 3 ways that we can generate a product sale. The first is by selling products to customers. I create a significant number of product sales every few months from customers. I have some loyal customers that come back for month to month that are not interested in getting into the Stratus business, but they like our products. And I appreciate those customers. I appreciate that they like our customers, they like our products. And I do my very best to give them the best customer service I can so that they will continue to come back and buy products from me. It's great to have those customers. The second is through personal purchases. In many ways, this is the easiest way to become a power player. I'll just go buy something for myself every month, and as I buy things for myself, I fulfill my requirement to be a power player. I generate economy for the whole team, and I get to try and enjoy the products we have available through Stratus. The third way we can do this is through paying it forward. And I've kind of put a little bit of an emphasis on this month. Last month I started paying it forward every Friday. I call it Pay It Forward Friday. If I've paid it forward to you, I've added you to the Stratus Pay It Forward program. And I encourage all of you to create product sales by sending gifts of our products to people to try. This generates economy for the whole group. It allows new people to try our products, to potentially become customers or partners. And as we share products with others, we can have it's a lot of fun. I personally get a lot of joy out of sending the products to people and seeing how they like it. I think it's great. My son Samuel sent his first product. Samuel, who did you send a product to this last month? couple weeks ago. I'm going to put him on the spot again, see if he's listening in, if he wants to type something. He's at home, I'm down here at the office. Looks like he's listening intently. So those are the 3 ways we can create product sales. The third part of being a power player is that we help 2 people get into business too. And so we help them learn the Stratus Success System. We help them make the same commitments that we have made. And then we help them to duplicate and help them become a power player as well. There you go. So Samuel sent some double barrel salsa to his friend Carter. Yeah, it was fun setting that up. So here we have these 3 things that we help people to do. Ultimately, my main goal is to try to not only help them make the commitments of participating on webinars and creating product sales, but also to help them duplicate me and become a power player too. Why not? It's just a matter of helping 2 people and moving forward. As we help 2 people who help 2 people who help 2 people, our income can go double and double and double and double, just like doubling a penny every day. Those who empower others. So how does the Power Player program empower others? What is it about what we're doing with Stratus that can empower other people? There's a little description here of the word power, empower. It says, give someone the authority or power to do something, most often used in a work or legal environment. So what we are doing is empowering other people to get into business. We are empowering them to gain a passive income. We are empowering them to be part of an organization and to build an organization. We've been putting a lot of focus on teaching people how to not only have a business that they can earn as an entrepreneur from their own efforts, but to build an organization to earn like the CEO. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute, but really that's what a power player does. A power player has brought 2 people into business with them. And so they've empowered at least 2 partners to start moving forward as well. As we focus on a system and working a system together, we have a much stronger organization. We can do great things. I saw a funny post today. I was going to use it and I forgot to put it in our presentation, but it showed a dog sled team. And it said, this is on the same track. They were putting a system into play. And then it said, or does your team look more like a cat sled team? And it was hilarious. It had all these cats running all different directions, the sled just sitting there. As we focus on a simple system that we can duplicate from person to person to person, so we stay focused together on the system, we can go amazing places. So what does it mean, guys, to be a power leader? That's the next stage here. We want to try to become power leaders. Can't tell if anybody's typing, so I will just keep moving forward. I see Brent typing something. And then he said sorry. All right. To become a power leader, we just help our two partners become power players. Pretty straightforward. So, to become a power player, I help two people get started. I help them attend webinars and purchase product or sell product. To become a power leader, I just help them become power players too. Now, I said a minute ago, the second hardest thing we do is to help two people make a commitment. I think the most challenging thing we do is to help others to lead. The reason that I love the Power Player program and the Power Leader program is because the power comes from leadership. What a power player and power leader is more than anything else is a leader. So the Power Player program is a leadership development program. Commitment to engage in a program, to participate, to stay focused, to be working towards something. Of all of the simple things we do, making that invitation to help people get engaged and helping build the organization, get your executive team in place is the most challenging, is very challenging. Even more challenging is to help them start bringing in people as well. It's to help others not only make their own personal commitment, but helping them to start to lead. So the Stratus success system is very focused on this power player, power leader. It's the central portion of our program. It's what helps you become the CEO of your own business. The number one place to get plugged in and to start to gain the belief and start to gain the ability to do these things is by being right here where you are right now. As you're listening to what I have to say, as you're watching these slides, and as you're learning these concepts, it empowers you not only to make your own commitment, but then to ask others to make that commitment as well. You've heard me say it before, and Brent often quotes me. He says that our own personal commitment is what empowers us to ask the same of others. That's what helps us become a leader. And webinars are the very most powerful place to understand the system and to gain the strength to overcome our fears, to overcome our laziness, to overcome all those things that hold us back. Compounding. This man right here is a power leader. He has two partners right behind them. They both have two partners. And so with 6 people on his team, he is a power leader. And now if those 4 people in the back will duplicate, suddenly you have 8 more people on that team. And when they duplicate, you have 16 more people on the team. And that doubling power is what leads to compounding. So I've mentioned twice this: if we double a penny every day, what happens? And it's almost mind-boggling when you really look at this. Most of us here have seen this many, many times. That I start out day 1 with 1 penny, day 2 with 2 pennies, day 3 with 4, and by the end of 10 days I only have $5. Even $5 seems like a lot after 10 days. After 20 days, $5,000, and after 30 days I've got $5 million. Just by doubling the amount day after day after day. That's what happens. This is exactly what happens with the Stratus system. As I help 2 people get involved, and they help 2 people get involved, and they help 2 people get involved, and then we encourage, if you have 2 great partners in place, reach out for a 3rd and a 4th. Troy Muir pointed out, the very first time I put this up, Troy Muir pointed out that if you had 31 days, you would make $10,700,000. And so that's what we have our hands on here, guys. And it all starts, we are our own penny. It starts with us. I become a power player by helping 2 people do it too. I become a power player by helping those 2 people become power leaders. And then continue, or power players, and then move forward from there. It's a hilarious quote. But that's what the Stratus Power Player program is about. We make it simple because it's really about making our own small personal commitment and helping 2 people do. It really doesn't get much simpler than that. But we can't even get more simple than that. That's the basic building blocks. That's what helps us get this thing started in the first place. So what do we do next? Well, some of us have 2 partners here today. Some of us have partners who have partners here today. But if we don't, we need to stay focused on our list. If I don't have 2 partners here today, I probably need to either reach out to some of the people on my team and encourage them to be here. And if they refuse to make the commitment, then I don't have a team player. And I need to find somebody new. And I need to reach back into my list and say, who else can I invite to get into business with me? Because my current partner is not acting like an executive team leader. We need committed people, because we can only do this with committed people who want to be a power player. Once we have made the list, we need to connect with the people on our list. In fact, I should be connecting with people that are way down in my list. As I connect with people on a regular basis, I'm starting to determine who I want to really be in business with. It's not just because they're on my list, it's because I'm connecting with them, creating a relationship with them or a friendship that I'm hoping could lead to a partnership. And then when I've really decided who I want to really be in business with, then I invite that person to get in business with me. Brent Hansen is awesome at doing this. He really takes time to connect with people. He's still working on that relationship just in case at some point he wants to get in business with them. And so he hasn't invited them. They're just still on his list. Many times we miss this part of the connection. When we look at the steps of partnership that you see in the Stratus Pro guidebook, it's the connection is oftentimes what we're missing when we make the invite. We go straight from the list to the invitation. It's kind of an interesting thought. And so, if you don't have two partners here, I encourage you to look at these three things. As we move into the Stratus Pro Academy on October 1st, we're just about 6 weeks away from that. We'll wrap up every webinar with an action item. This isn't just about gaining knowledge. This is about learning what action to take. I mentioned earlier, knowledge is not really power. It only becomes power when we act on it. And so the act will always end with an action item. And those that do the action items will have the greatest potential for moving forward. And those that turn off their computer and forget about it, they're not quite there. Last week, there was an action item. Who remembers what last week's action item was? Now that I'm pointing it out. For sake of time, I'll just tell you what it was. I invited everybody to pay it forward. There you go, Brent Hansen, pay it forward. And so, Brent I just can't wait for anybody else to pay it forward. I'm just going to go do it. He was trying to give everybody else some time. And after that, I have to read what my son said here. If you invite people, you can be a power player, and have tuned into webinars to listen. There you go. Good job, Samuel. Later in that day, when I got home from work, my son Samuel said, hey, what do I need to do to pay it forward? I really want to try to win that gold egg. I had already sent the gold egg to Brent, and so I told Samuel, you pay it forward and I'll give you a gold egg too. So I give Samuel his first little nest egg. It arrived in the mail today, and he was pretty excited to get that little gold nest egg to start his, to be focused on his business. So I appreciate you guys. I encourage you to do this action item here today. Make your list. Start connecting with the people that you might want to get into business with. And when you have determined who those two people you want to really work with are, the people that you want to be your executive team leaders, the people that you want to help you build your organization, then make the invitation. Thanks again, guys, for being here. We've got one more week in this month to wrap up August, so let's finish it up strong. And I'll see you guys all same week, same time, same place next week. You guys have a great